Curious, me being a fan of those backyard fights, and I always wondered this, like, how did you guys like pick where to do those fights at? Like, was it just a homie's house, or?
No, I wasn't picking the fights in those days. I was just told where to go. That was a different team running. That was Kimbo and his team running it, so they would get it done.
Did they ever tell you like, oh, this is like so and so's house, or like?
You know, it'd just be like maybe an hour before. They'd send out the message of where it was going to be. Back then it was very legal and on the hush-hush, so there was nothing about, you know, putting it on Instagram or like spreading it out too much. It'd just be an hour's notice, that's it, you show up and fight.
Jeez. They do something similar in Seattle. Have you seen the clips? I think it's called like Street Beefs or something like that, where they go to like a backyard.
Beefs, yeah, I've seen that.
Pretty entertaining stuff. Jorge, I'm just curious. I just got to get your thoughts on a few things boxing-wise, because we have a huge boxing audience. You know, first off, Canelo going against Charlo. What do you make of that fight?
A great fight. I love it. This is what I love to see. Charlo's an undisputed champion. Canelo's one of the best pound for pounds right now. These are the type of fights I don't want. This is boxing. This is what it needs to be. Charlo, hard-hitting dog, man. Like, the dude will get tired, push through, he throws bombs. I think Canelo's a little bit more skilled, a little bit more polished, a little bit cleaner. Might even have more endurance, so I'm definitely leaning towards Canelo on that fight.
What do you make of people saying that he might be slipping a little bit given his last few performances? Do you buy into that at all? Do you see that, or do you think it's just, hey, guys have a bad night and it just happened to be one of those bad nights?
He's fighting the best in the world every time out. He's not cherry picking. He's not doing like a lot of these guys that like, that guy's good, he's not preferable for my style, I'm gonna go fight this older guy. No, to me, from what it seems like as a Canelo fan, is that he's fighting the best every time out. Now he's fighting Charlo, like he's not ducking anybody. There's a lot of more fights that he could have took for more money and a lot less of a risk. And he's willing to risk it all for his legacy, for greatness. And this is going to be another huge notch to his belt, I think.
You know, who's willing to risk it all is Terence Crawford. Said he wants to fight Canelo at 168, man. What do you think about that? Moving up 3 weight classes to fight a Canelo in an undisputed fight.
That'd be history, right? I don't think that's been done. I remember when Roberto Duran came up, you know, that was maybe something pretty. He came up from 135, went to 140, 147, right? And fought Ray Leonard, you know. So, I mean, this would be even crazier than that. My mind can't even, like, do the math on that fight. It's such a good fight. Terence could do it all. Terence could punch, could slip, can rip to the body, clinch guys up, spin him around, keep him guessing, you know, and then he could switch it up. He could just all of a sudden switch it up, go to the other stance and do something completely different. It just throws guys so off the rhythm. I really love when guys could go from fight from both sides. You know, in MMA, there's not a lot of guys that could do that, but whenever they can, they'll hold a considerable advantage. And I think Terence is got that figured out. He's got that glitch to the matrix figured out. Canelo's so much bigger, though.
Yeah, that's what worries me too, man. Like moving up, but like you mentioned, Crawford is skilled and he's fast.
Crawford is fast, but you know, I remember this brings me to like Manny Pacquiao versus Margarito, right? We saw that Pacquiao was 10 times more skilled, but every time Margarito would get in the ropes and he'd touch him, it would stick with him. And I don't think Margarito's the type of like athlete as far as giving him as Canelo. He might be able to take more, but I don't think he hits as hard as Canelo, and that's where it could cause problems with Crawford, you know. But Crawford's skill level was so through the roof. I would pay my hard-earned money for that fight at whatever weight they did it at.
I think that's like, at this point, the biggest fight that can be made in boxing. I don't know about all combat sports, because I really feel you and Connor would be crazy.
Would be a blockbuster, but you know, that guy's a coward. He's not wanting to fight anybody, so I wouldn't even waste my time on that coward, you know.
What if he gets a few wins and he gets the ball going again?
Nah, but that coward don't want to fight me, bro. He's never mentioned my name. He dodges me constantly. He knows it's gonna end his career. I'm a bad fight for him. We're gonna stand there and strike. I'm gonna beat his ass standing. And he's not going to have an excuse to why he lost. He can't say, oh, this guy took me down and choked me. I know I'm going to punch you right in your face. Keep doing that. Make you break in front of the whole world. And that was the end of that guy.
Still a huge fight. Still something I want to see.
But it's not. That guy's never even mentioned my name. He will not mention my name. They ask him about him all the time. He'll just ignore the question. I wonder why. I know why, but, you know, the world doesn't. But, man, I ain't worried about that dude. He can't even – he's pissing hot right now. He's taking steroids. He can't even get cleared to fight, man. Let that guy go do his cocaine and shit, bro. He don't want to fight. It's a different life in here, you know. To be married to this bag, at least every day I'm gonna see it, you know, 30 minutes to an hour, and then run, and then do sit-ups, and then pull-ups, and then diet, and then spar, and then stretch. And you know, for some it might be the greatest life, but to somebody like him that's already been there, done that, has all this money, he don't want to live that life, you know. For the right fight, I'm willing to go back into that life and hurt somebody.
It's hard when you start making a lot of money. It's like that saying about Hagler, like it's hard to get out of bed when you have silk pajamas on. Yeah. Like the hunger that you had when you were broke, it goes away once you get, you know, a certain amount of money.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Very true. But I've always felt that money can't civilize me. So the right fights would come around, I might entertain it.